Through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit and deep encounters with God, Bishop Okudili and Pastor Ifeoma Eze have written and published over 70 life transforming books. Succeeding in Marriage After the Wedding, Treasures in a Trash, All You Need to Succeed in Marriage, Preparing for Your Season of Demand, Building a Marriage That Will Stand the Test of Time, and many more. If you're in Nigeria, you can get these at Zion Heritage and Miracle Ministries branches. For further inquiries, call 0809-178-7299 or 0805-716-1060. Remain lifted for life.
Hello everyone and welcome to Checkpoint once again. And how have you been? I hope you've been good. All right, I'm so glad you are here today at Checkpoint. We have so many things we would like to share with you. But first and foremost, I must thank you. Thank you so much because of the efforts you make at liking, at sharing our videos, at commenting, and at starting a watch party. Our messages are getting to a wider audience, and for this we are indeed grateful. Thank you for all that you do for us here at Checkpoint, and we are so glad you do. All right, so please, I'd like you to make sure you let everyone around you know that Checkpoint is on right now, and we have a very sweet and interesting topic for you. So please let everyone know, your family, your friends, your relations, let them know, your neighbors, let them know that Checkpoint is on right now and it's going to be interesting. The topic we're going to share with you today is one that will be a blessing to your life. So please stay tuned and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Checkpoint. Today on Checkpoint, I have a very interesting topic, and this topic simply says, common mistakes mentees make with their mentors. Common mistakes mentees make with their mentors. Now, let me ask you this question. When you hear the word mentor, what comes to your mind? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word mentor? Because one thing about mentors is that mentors are people who by virtue of their experience, who by virtue of what they already know, can transfer wisdom, can transfer knowledge to you. Many people are tormented here on earth because they do not have mentors. And when you don't have a mentor, you'll be tormented. Not tormented by the things that you don't know, tormented by your ignorance, tormented by mistakes that may haunt you for the rest of your life. So please, if you do not have a mentor in any area, please do so to have a mentor. And as a matter of fact, you can have more than one mentor. You can have a mentor that mentors you financially. You can have a mentor that mentors you health-wise, maybe to be fit. You can have a mentor that mentors you in your career. You can have several mentors. So the question I want to ask you today is, do you have a mentor? Do you have a mentor? Because mentorship is key. Mentorship is very essential if you want to advance beyond where you are. Isaac Newton once said that he was able to see farther because he stood on the shoulders of fathers. So it is key that you know the value of mentorship. Many of us make a lot of mistakes when we are mentees under certain mentors, and we cannot afford to make those mistakes, because at that point our mentors get weary of us, they get tired of us, they get tired of imparting the wisdom that they have to us, and that becomes a problem. I'll be sharing with you common mistakes that mentees make with mentors, but you need to know this. Mike Murdoch said that a mentor is someone who is capable of transferring wisdom to you. Mike Murdoch said that a mentor is someone who is capable of transferring wisdom to you. So the question now is, who is that mentor in your life? Who is the mentor for your marriage? Who is the mentor for your ministry? Who is the mentor for your career? Who is the mentor for your health? All right. So you have to tell yourself, I need mentors in certain areas because they are capable of transferring wisdom to you. Can I share with you something? The gap that mentoring covers is essential because mentors have wisdom, but they do not have time. Mentors have wisdom, but they do not have the time anymore because possibly they have made several mistakes. They have done a lot of things that they shouldn't have done in course of life, in course of their journey, in course of their career, and because of that they have learned from their mistakes and they have that wisdom from the mistakes they have made, but they don't have much time to correct it. Now, these mentees have a lot of time, but they do not have wisdom to make the right decisions. And because of that, what happens is that the mentees have time, but they do not have all the wisdom. And that is why they need mentors who have the wisdom, but who may not have the time, so that they can advance better and do better. He simply said, if you know better, you will do better. And we expect everyone to know better. So please, I'd like you to just keep your ear down and keep your eyes wide open. Do not even touch this channel. Make sure you are watching, because you're going to learn a lot of things from this video. Okay? So, mentorship. What is mentorship? Mentorship is the art, the ability, the capability of transferring wisdom from one person to another person. As a matter of fact, mentorship does not have to be a function of age. That means that a younger person who has a wider volume of experience can mentor an older person in that aspect, in that area. So, I don't know what area you need mentorship, but I'm going to be speaking on the general aspect of mentorship, so that you will figure out for yourself what you really need in your life. Because this year is no year to joke around. This year is a brand new year, beautiful year that you have to do all that you can in order to become all that God wants you to be. Can I tell you that great secrets are hidden in men? And by men, I don't mean men as gender. I mean both men and women. Great secrets are hidden in people. And if you must drink from those secrets, you must connect to a mentor. A mentor is essential for your next level in life. A mentor is essential for your next step in that job, in that career, in that ministry, in your marriage. A mentor is essential, because a mentor has seen something that you probably have not seen. A mentor has made mistakes that you probably have not made. And in all honesty, we don't necessarily have to repeat the mistakes that others have made in order to gain our own experience. Somebody said one time, it's a common saying anyway, that experience is the best teacher. But if you ask me, you can learn from the experiences of others. You don't have to have your own experiences to learn from them. Which means that somebody, a mentor, most likely, who has gone through a particular experience, can offer you wisdom from his experience or from her experience. And when you listen to that mentor, then you will not make that mistake, and invariably you will not have that experience. So I would not say that experience is the best teacher. I would say a mentor is the best teacher, because a mentor must have gone through that experience, must have seen things in life by virtue of experience, by virtue of encounter, by virtue of age even. So it is key that you have a mentor. A mentor will guide the way. A mentor will show the light. A mentor will help you see certain things that you have not seen. That is why you need a mentor. Can you help me say in the comment section right now, I need a mentor? Yes, or I have a mentor if you have a mentor. So it is key that we know this truth. A mentor is equally someone who is a model. All right, so a mentor must have passed through the routes that you are about to pass through. A mentor must have experienced the things that you want to experience. A mentor must have known the things or been in the terrain that you are about to encounter. And that's why you need mentors, because mentors don't just show you the way, they also lead the way. They have lived what you are trying to live. They have lived the life you're trying to live. They've done the things you're trying to do. They have seen the things you're trying to see, and they can tell you, oh, please, hold on. Oh, please, keep moving. Oh, please, don't give up at this junction, because if I went through this, you too can go through this. A mentor is one who is able to see the potentials and the capabilities in you, even when you're not able to see it. A mentor is able to see past your fear, see past your limitation, see past your current status or your current level in life. So you need a mentor. And if you want to enroll in my mentorship program, please let me know in the comment section, or just inbox me, and then I'll be right back to reply you, and then we'll take this journey together. So meanwhile, until that happens, let us look into common mistakes that mentees make with their mentors. Number one mistake that mentees make with their mentors is that they do not properly define the boundaries of their relationship with their mentors. Mentees usually don't define the boundaries of their relationship with their mentor. Let me say something here. Do you know that it is possible for someone to begin to mentor you, and when the person begins to mentor you, because of closeness, you begin to develop what we call familiarity. And when familiarity occurs, what happens is that you begin to take the person for granted, all right? You do not take his word or her word seriously, because after all, we've been in this together. After all, we see each other all the time. So please, it is essential that mentees maintain the boundaries of their relationship. Please, if you have a mentor, let yourself, let your inner self, let your unconscious self know that this person is a mentor, and there is a relationship that will facilitate that mentorship relationship. It's very important that mentees properly define their relationship with their mentors, because a time comes when the mentee becomes too familiar with the mentor, and when they become too familiar, the relationship that exists between them stops being a mentor versus mentee relationship, and then become friends. And when you become friends, you begin to chat like friends, and then the wisdom, the knowledge, the skill that only a mentor can give a mentee becomes absent, because the relationship has been abused. The purpose of the relationship has been abused, and it is commonly said that if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So this is very important. If you're a mentee and you have a mentor somewhere, and you develop clearly the boundaries of your relationship. You cannot come to a point where you begin to trivialize the relationship between you and your mentor. You cannot come to that point where you begin to trivialize the time that your mentor gets to spend with you. So when you begin to trivialize the time that your mentor spends with you, and you trivialize the time, the efforts that your mentor is making with you, what happens invariably is that the graces, the abilities, the wisdom, the skill that your mentor wants to impart into you becomes watered down, because the mentor now sees you as a friend and not as a mentee. So it is important that we clearly cut out these boundaries. We clearly make it known. We have seen moments where it may be, especially when it has to do with mentees that are mentors that are from the opposite gender. Okay, so we see a time comes when the mentor and the mentee begin to lose sight of what the actual relationship is all about, and then they begin to develop feelings for each other. When this begins to happen, that relationship will not be able to achieve the purpose for which it was set in the first place, because this relationship is meant to be a mentor-mentee relationship, and boundaries need to be set. Boundaries need to be set. Everyone should know this is the point where I don't go past. This is the thing I don't have to do. This is what I don't have to say. These are the things and the meetings and the appointments I don't have to keep. These are the times I don't have to show up. So please, mentees, do well to set proper boundaries between you and your mentors. Mentors, likewise, please do well to set proper boundaries between you and your mentee. We have a particular case that was handled some time ago, whereby a mentor wanted more from a mentee than was necessary, and because it had to do with mentors and mentees from opposite genders, it became a very huge case. So this lady, because she loved and believed her mentor, not loved in that certain way, but looked up to the mentor now misunderstood that connection for a sexual connection, and then became a whole lot of problem, and sexual harassment files were sexual harassment cases were filed and stuff like that. So please make sure there is a boundary. Know when to be there. All right. So the fact that you have a mentor does not mean you have to be there all the time. You should show up, but you should not be there all the time. And the fact that you have a mentee does not mean you can wake up and walk to the person's house at any time of the night. Even when it has to do with people of same gender, it is important that you also give each other breathing space. So the fact that I am mentoring you or you are being mentored by me does not mean that we have to suffocate each other. There is need for what? Clear-cut boundaries, so that we can have an amiable relationship. So number 2 mistake mentees make with mentors is assuming that mentorship is synonymous with sponsorship. Assuming that mentorship is synonymous with sponsorship. The fact that someone is mentoring you does not mean the person necessarily have to sponsor you. I know what you're trying to think right now, that well, mentors should learn to sponsor. Yeah, there are certain cases and certain times when the mentor should sponsor, especially when help is seriously needed. But that does not mean that if I am mentoring you, I must sponsor you. So sponsorship and mentorship are two different things entirely, and it is terrible. Very, very wrong, especially when mentees approach mentors not because they need mentorship, but because they need sponsorship. Please do not overburden the person who has agreed willingly to offer you wisdom, skills, and knowledge based on what they already know. Okay, so these mentors have possibly made some mistakes in life, and from those mistakes, a product of those mistakes are wisdom, knowledge, skills that they are offering to you, and you don't expect them on top of all that they're giving to you to equally sponsor you. In certain cases where they can, I support them sponsoring you. But when they cannot, please don't make that excessive demand on them, because to find a mentor, someone who believes in you, somebody who believes in your potentials, somebody who knows that you can be better than you are right now, is a blessing. It's a blessing. Not everybody has somebody that can advise them. Believe you me. Not everybody has somebody that can really talk to them. So if you have somebody who talks sense to you, somebody who advises you, somebody who tells you the truth as it is, please do not also put a lot of expectations on the person, because expectations is the mother of disappointment. If we are not expecting too much, you will not be disappointed too much. Many of you who say, oh, he broke my heart, she broke my heart, most of these things were because you expected too much from that mentorship relationship. So please understand that mentorship is not synonymous with sponsorship. A mentor can sponsor. Please don't quote me wrong. A mentor can sponsor at certain times, especially when he's blessed and he's able to take care of that. But please Do not expect too much from your mentor, and mentees should know this. And when I talk about mentees, we need to know that the fact that I am a mentor to somebody does not mean I am not a mentee to some other person. Let me say that again. The fact that I am a mentor to somebody does not mean I am not a mentee to somebody. So I have mentors, people I look up to, as well as people who look up to me. So this is like a cycle, like the cycle of life, all right? So it is key that you know what to expect from that relationship, so that you don't get disappointed, bitter, angry, and even offended when the person has really not offended you, because you assumed that mentorship is synonymous with sponsorship. Number 3 common mistake I'll be sharing with you that mentees make with their mentors is submitting for the wrong reasons, all right? So following a mentor because of what you can get from the mentor, not what you can give. Because of what you can get from the mentor, not what you can give. I know everyone will ask me, why do you find a mentor in the first place? It's not somebody that you can gain from. It's not somebody you can take from. But if you go with that parasitic mentality, it will give you a lot of problems. One time president said to Americans, do not think about what America will give to you, but you think about what you will give to America. So in the same way, it works with mentors. When you get to a mentor, think of the service you can give. Think of the help you can offer. Think of the ways through which you can serve that mentor. Because one thing about success is that you have to serve to succeed. Let me say that again. One thing about success is that you have to serve to succeed. If you are not willing to serve, how will you eventually succeed? If the Bible even tells us that if you are not willing to serve in that which is another man's own, who will give you your own? So when you come to a mentor and you are submitting for the wrong reasons, you are just there so that you can collect from the mentor. You don't want a situation where you can give to the mentor. It becomes a problem. Listen to me. No matter how great a person is, no matter how rich a person is, everyone wants to be given something. That's the truth. You need to understand. Everyone wants to receive something. So please, as a mentee, when you go to your mentor, look for opportunities to serve. Ask your mentor, is there anything I can help you do? Can I help you with arranging your books? Can I help you proofread? Can I help you work on some aspects of your maybe your digital network? Can I help you work on your social media? What can I help you do? Can I help you deliver some of these materials? Can I help you fashion out a plan on how to make this work? Look for what to do. Because in all honesty, every mentor will be endeared to that one person who is always looking for what to do for him or her. Believe you me when I tell you. Because me, as a person, I would always look out for that person who is solving problems for me. And every human being does that because this is in our nature. So please, when you meet your mentor, don't get there and you're looking like, oh, I need to grab this. I need to collect this. I need to... No. If you go with that parasitic mentality, it will limit you a lot in life. So I want to encourage you as a mentee, make sure that you go to your mentor while looking for something to give, something to do for him or her, instead of something to collect. So don't submit for the wrong reasons. A lot of people say, oh, I'm looking for mentors. And when they're looking for mentors, their list, the list they have for mentors are people who have a lot of money, people who have a lot of opportunities or connections and stuff like that. It is not in their connection. It is not in the money they have. Great mentors may not even have all the money. Great mentors may not even have all the connections. But there is something they have that if you add it to what you have, it will change your life forever. It will push you forward from where you are to where you rightfully need to be. So I want to encourage you today, dear mentee, make sure you don't make that mistake. All right? And for mentors, look out for that one who is giving more than the ones that are receiving. I know it is more blessed to give than to receive. Even the Bible says that. And why is it more blessed to give than to receive? Because the one who keeps giving is the one who is taking note of. The one who keeps giving is the one who is appreciated. The one who gives is the one who shows that the person is hungry enough to drink from what you carry, hungry enough to drink from the wisdom, the knowledge, and the skills that you do have as a mentor. So as I talk to the mentees, I'm also talking to the mentors, whichever category you belong. Like myself, I'm a mentor to somebody, like I said, and I'm also a mentee to someone. So this is very key if you have to succeed in a mentorship or mentoring relationship. Number 4 common mistake that mentees make with their mentors is lack of hunger, lack of thirst for what the mentor carries. Lack of hunger, lack of thirst for what the mentor carries. Do you know there are some mentees who expect the mentors to be chasing them around? I have seen stuff, all right? So the mentees expect the mentors to be chasing them around, you know. I have something to give you. I have something to teach you. Nobody does that, all right? Nobody does that. If you meet a person, a man or woman, and you want that person to mentor you, you as the mentee really have to show hunger. You have to show thirst. You have to show that passion that I really want what you carry, all right? I really need it, all right? There is something you have that will better my tomorrow. There is something you have that will better my career. There is something you have that will move me forward. And every mentee needs to understand this. Every mentee needs to know this. So if you're a mentee, please learn to show hunger, learn to show thirst for what your mentor carries. Because until you do that, your mentor will not be able to pour into you. If there are no empty vessels, then the oil will not flow. So it is very key that you understand this. Every mentor wants to see hunger in the life of the people pursuing him or her. Every mentor wants to see that. Every mentor wants to see that you need me. You need what I carry. You desire after me. So how do you show the hunger? How do you show the thirst? If your mentor has written books, you should show that you are hungry, you are thirsty by reading his or her books, all right? By following them, by listening to their tapes, listening to their messages, wanting to be in their presence. Do you remember the story of Mary and Martha in the Bible and how they related with Jesus? Martha had come and she was complaining so much about Mary, who would not do anything but would sit at the feet of the master. And then Jesus said to Martha, Mary has chosen what is needful. He said, Martha, you are worried about so many things. You are bothered about this and that. But Mary has chosen the better path. She has chosen the one that is needful. Mary has chosen to stay at my feet and listen to me and drink from me. Every mentor wants to see his or her mentees drink from him or her. They want to see that passion. They want to see that hunger. They want to see you passionately following after them, passionately wanting, desiring what they have. They make a quote on social media, you comment, you say this is good for me. They write a book, you read the book. They put out a message or a video, you watch it, you are first to watch it. That shows passion, that shows hunger, that shows that you really need what they carry. The era where your mentor has to chase you around is gone. Nobody has time for that. There is no mentor that's a true mentor that will keep chasing you around. You as a mentee need to open up your heart, open up your mind, and then receive your mentor. And when you do that, that is the only way it can flow. How many of you remember diffusion and osmosis? Just like that same theory, you need to position yourself in a way that current flows from your mentor down to you. That it flows from your mentor into you, that wisdom flows from your mentor into you, that knowledge flows from your mentor into you, that skills flow from your mentor into you, and it will not flow until you're well positioned. So ask yourself today, how is your hunger? How is your thirst? How hungry are you? How thirsty are you? Because you need what your mentor carries, right? Then you have to show hunger. Maybe this may be a missing link to somebody listening to me. You may be saying, my mentor has not taken me serious. My mentor is not interested in me. But your mentor wants to see hunger. Your mentor wants to see thirst. Your mentor wants to see passionate pursuit after him or her. And because you are not giving that passionate pursuit, they are not interested in building you up. Believe you me, if the vessels are empty, the oil will keep flowing. The oil will only stop flowing when the vessels begin to act as if they are full. So if you're a vessel and you think, oh, you are too full of yourself, oh, you are too full with smartness, oh, you are too full with knowledge, the oil that is meant to flow into you will cease. So I want to ask you today, what's your disposition to your mentor? How have you been treating or behaving around your mentor? Because if you make yourself feel like, oh, I am full, oh, I have all the knowledge I have, oh, I am even smarter than my mentor, you already have a problem. Your mentor will not pour in anything into you. So please know that this is another common mistake that mentees make with their mentors, and correct it. Now, if you are here and you're a mentor and you have a mentee who is not passionate about you, who is not hungry or thirsty about what you carry, that is an indication that they do not really desire or deserve what you carry. Now you have to look out for that one who is hungry for you, who is thirsty for you, who wants to hear you all the time, who wants to read you all the time, who wants to watch you all the time, and invest in such people. Is that well taken? All right. So please let me know in the comment section the one that's blessing you. We've been able to share 4 different common mistakes that mentees make with their mentors. So please let me know in the comment section. And please don't forget to subscribe on our channel on YouTube. Please do well and God will bless you. So number 5 common mistake that mentees make with their mentors is trivializing the mentor's instructions. Trivializing the mentor's instructions. Listen to me, it's possible that this could be a function of familiarity. Maybe this mentee has come to know the mentor for so long, or for too close, and then feels that, oh, what he or she says does not really matter. So please do not trivialize the instruction of your mentor. The Bible makes us to understand, especially in the book of Proverbs, you hear stuff like, my son, hear my words, do as I say, because they will bring life and health to your bones. Do according to my words. The mother of Jesus said to the disciples, whatever he tells you to do, do it. So, throughout scriptures, we see that instruction have delivered people from destruction. And your mentor's instruction will deliver you equally from destruction. Do not trivialize the instructions of your mentor. Your mentor has a reason for saying what he or she is saying. Do you know that sometimes what your mentor is even saying may not make sense to you at that time? He or she might be seeing into your future and is telling you something, a word that will save you from disaster, an advice that will deliver you from trouble, one counsel that when you follow, it will change your life forever. And because you think, oh, I know him very well, oh, I know her very well, oh, he's from my village, oh, he's from my community, you trivialize those instructions that are meant to give you life, that are meant to change your life forever. And this is not right. I want to encourage you, never ever trivialize the instruction of your mentor. Even when your mentor gives that instruction, your mentor will be watching out to see what you do with that instruction. A lot of us are too terrible in receiving instructions. We like to dish out instructions, but we find it very difficult to follow instructions, and that becomes a problem. Do you remember the man in the Bible, the centurion, who said, I am a man under authority? And because I am under authority, I follow authority, and I also give out authority. If you want to be in charge, you must be under charge. Let me say that again. If you want to be in charge, you must be under charge. If you want to remain on top and become the topic, you must have people on top of you. That is the way it goes in life. Somebody has to be, if you want to remain in authority, you must be willing to be under authority. So that is how it flows in life. You as a mentee, you are under the instruction of your mentor. Follow his route, follow her route, follow the way he or she has done a thing. I am not saying that that there shouldn't be room for creativity. All right, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't think outside the box. I'm not saying that you shouldn't come to a point where you are able to use creativity, use modernization, especially if your mentor is very old and uses archaic methods that you cannot invent or innovate on your method and style. But what I'm saying is this, that while you are obeying, while you are inventing and innovating and using modern trends and facts, please do not trivialize the instructions of your mentor. There are some instructions that are transgenerational, all right? They are not only relevant in this generation, they crisscross generations, all right? There are some truths that are statutory. There are some principles that work. Whether you are in Atlanta or whether you are in Nigeria, it works no matter where you are. One of those principles is the principle of gravity. When you throw anything up, it must fall down. So whether you are in America, if you throw something up, it falls down. If you're in Europe, you throw something up, it falls down. If you're in Asia, you throw something up, it falls down. If you're in Africa, you throw something up, it falls down, because it's a universal principle. And in the same way, there are some universal truths that your mentor will say. There are some universal instructions that your mentor will give you. And when he gives you or she gives you that instruction, please do well to follow that instruction, because instructions will always deliver you from destruction. Instruction will always deliver you from confusion. Instruction will always deliver unto you direction for your next level of manifestation. So I want to encourage you, if you are watching me right now, please do well to obey and don't trivialize the instruction of your mentor. This is very, very key. Many people, out of familiarity, because they feel frustrated, okay, so they feel, oh, why should I keep doing the same thing since it's no longer working? Sometimes you need to be patient with your mentors, all right? You need to be patient with your mentors. And in the same vein, also be careful to be sure that your mentor has not lost touch with reality, because there are some people who would want to mentor you who in actual fact they have lost touch with reality. So they're talking about that, giving you advice like use the typewriter to type your books, but this is the 21st century, all right? And in this 21st century, we don't care about the typewriters anymore. These days, we type with different tablets, with our phones, with the laptops and stuff, with the palm tops and the rest of that. So, in as much as I want you to obey and not trivialize the instruction of your mentor, please be sure that your mentor has not lost touch with reality. Nobody's talking about physical letter writing where we have SMS, where we have WhatsApp and fast messaging apps everywhere. All right, so a lot of things have moved out of trend, and we should make sure that we are in line with the current trends. Yeah, so number 6, common mistake that mentees make with their mentors is dishonoring an available mentor while seeking an alternative mentor. Let me say that again. Dishonoring an available mentor while seeking an alternative mentor. Let me explain myself in this one. Now, many of us want mentors. There are mentors that are reachable and available, and there are some mentors that we can't reach by virtue of our position in life, by virtue of our backgrounds, by virtue of our financial status, by virtue of geography, all right? Because geographically, we are not in the same location with those mentors. So what we now do is that we get an available mentor. We get somebody, a man, a woman, who is able to impart wisdom to us. And while this person is imparting this wisdom willingly from their hearts, imparting this wisdom and knowledge and skills to you, you are despising this available mentor, because you want an alternative mentor who you cannot reach. So let me give you an example. Some of you have mentors, and sometimes your mentors could even be your pastors in church. So you look at your pastor, the pastor is struggling, the pastor is having challenges, maybe financial challenges, but this pastor still has wisdom and knowledge and skills that he can impart into your life, and you begin to despise your pastor. You begin to look down on your pastor. You begin to feel, oh, this is my mentor, he's not too rich, does not have some swag, and you begin to look at, towards, you maybe prefer TD Jakes as a mentor. Now, you are here. TD Jakes may not be able to reach you, and TD Jakes has so many millions of people that are really looking up to him, but there is somebody who has looked at you and has chosen to invest his energy, his time, his experience in you. There is somebody who has made up her mind to invest her experience, her time, her energy into you. But what do? You despise this one that is available, and you begin to look on the television and desire someone that you may not reach. All right, so you may be a TDJ's lover, you may be a Joyce Meyer lover, but there is a man around you, there is a woman around you who have made up their mind to see the better you, who have made up their mind to see potentials in you, who have made up their minds to better you. And what are you doing? You are looking the other way. My mother would always tell me something. She calls it triangular love. And whenever she says it, it makes me think. Let me explain what my mother's concept of triangular love is. Triangular love simply means, just like a triangle, you are chasing someone and you are looking up to someone, and that person is looking up to another person. So at the end of the day, everybody keeps going round like that in a triangular form. Now, it is important that the person who is investing in you, that you should face the person, all right? The person who is giving you time, you should reciprocate by accepting the person. Many of us ignore the person who is giving us attention, ignore the person who is giving us love, ignore the person who is giving us wisdom, ignore that person who is investing time and energy in us, and all our attention is focused on the other person who we cannot reach out to, who is too far from us, who is too unreachable by virtue of their sophistication, by virtue of their wealth, by virtue of geographical distance. So it is very, very important that we don't do this triangular love thing that my mother talks about. All right? So please, 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 that one who has made up their mind to do everything for you, that one who has made up their mind to believe in you, to see a better you, to help you with your potentials, to make sure that you succeed, to keep hailing you, to carry you up when you fall, that person, that mentor is worth staying with. Many of us want that other flashy one, the one with the swag, the one that everyone sees on television. But believe you me, invest time in this other mentor. Over time, that mentor will eventually get to that point. So please, let's stop this art of dishonoring and despising our available mentors, and then we are seeking and looking after and desiring and pursuing after other alternative mentors. This is very key. And if you have been a mentor and you've noticed this kind of situation, all right, so you've agreed to invest your energy and time in someone, and while you are doing that, the person is celebrating another person, the person is looking out for another person, don't be discouraged. Okay? Don't be discouraged. Don't feel very bad about it. I know the natural tendency is for you to feel very sad about it, for you to feel very unhappy about it. But I want to tell you, don't feel bad about it. Whatever effort you have invested in that person, whatever energy, whatever wisdom or skill or abilities that you have invested in this mentee may not pay you back, but God will reward you. All right? Because your blessing is not in the mentee. Your reward is not in the mentee. One thing is certain. God, who rewards all men, he will reward you. He will bless you for your effort. And sometimes people say, oh, we have to reap where we sow. Sometimes God works out things in a certain way that we may not have to reap exactly where we sow. Many of us have sowed on bad ground, and we have sowed on, by bad ground, I mean on bad people, bad hearts, people who are ungrateful, bitter, who betrayed us, all right? So when we have sowed on such grounds, let's not be very sad when those people treat us badly, when they reward our love with hate, when they reward our love and assistance with betrayals. Let's not feel very bad about it. The tendency is to feel bad, but let's move on. Let's strengthen ourselves in God and tell ourselves that, well, we will keep doing it, because there's something happens. Most times when mentors meet bad mentees, they begin to recline into their shell. All right, they don't want to train new people, they don't want to give out again, they don't want to reinvest time and energy in new people because they are sad about the person they invested in before who left. But please, the essence of life is multiplication. The essence of life is for you to keep giving and keep growing. So if you stop giving, you will start dying. And I want to encourage you, dear mentor with a broken heart, dear mentor with a heart that has been messed up by one silly betrayal like that. See, get encouraged, all right? Get motivate yourself again in God and tell yourself, I can do this again, because you may never know. The next mentee might be that one that will wipe away your tears. The next mentee might be that one that will make you proud. So please keep investing in people. Don't get angry. I've had a lot of people leave me. I've had a lot of people betray me. I've had a lot of people I have invested in, I've trained, leave me, but I have not allowed their leaving me to define who I am or to define what I do. The tendency is there for me to feel sad from time to time, but I have made up my mind that life is about donation, not duration. And because life is about donation, I will keep giving, irrespective of how they treat it, irrespective of the fact that some of them treat me with levity. I would keep being a blessing to my generation, because the essence of living is being a blessing. And if you're not blessing lives, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, because somebody has hurt you before, or because there is a bottled up offense somewhere. You will not live the best version of your life. So dear mentor, I'm speaking to you. Equally, go ahead, keep investing. Get someone new, keep pouring in. Get someone new, keep teaching them, keep instructing them, because God in heaven will certainly reward you, even if they deny or reject what you have done in their lives. All right? Hope that blessed you. Good. So let me know in the comment section if that number really blessed you. So number 7, common mistake that mentees make with their mentors is rebelling and attacking their mentor. When you thought you have seen it all, it becomes worse. Rebelling and attacking their mentors. Do you know that beyond them trivializing your time with them as a mentor, beyond some mentees taking you for granted or trivializing your wisdom that you give to them, some go out outrightly to rebel and to attack you. All right, so they rebel from your leadership, they rebel from the mentorship program, they begin to attack you, they tell you, oh, everything you are doing are lies, we don't believe in you, you are a manipulator, you are this and that and that. See, you are not the only person this has happened. If you're a mentor out there and you have been rebelled against and you have been attacked, please hold your ground and hold your God. Hold your ground and hold your God. It is very, very important that you choose to leave, okay? Because it can be so heartbroken. I remember the story in the Bible, the story of David, how his own son, his very son, Absalom, rose against him. He was so heartbroken. Even when other soldiers were trying to go fight Absalom, he kept saying, please don't handle him with care, don't kill him, don't destroy him, until Absalom was killed by the very thing that made him proud. You know, he was killed, his hair hung him on the tree. And that was how they put spears into his body, and he eventually died. David was so sad that he locked himself up, so sad that he was so pained, and he locked himself. He didn't want to see anybody until his soldiers talked to him. Listen to me. Listen to me. Let me say it again. Calm down, all right? Calm down. I know you have been rebelled against. Calm down. I know you have been attacked. Calm down. There is something about life. The truth will eventually surface. No matter how much lies people have packed on you, how much lies people have said against you, truth will eventually surface. It may take time. That's one thing about truth. Sometimes truth does not run fast. Lies would always run faster than the truth, but eventually truth catches up. Eventually, truth catches up. It may not be as fast as lies. Lies is very fast, like a fast runner. It goes and fast and reaches everywhere. But eventually, truth will catch up. So please, if you have been rebelled against, if you have been attacked, just calm down and tell yourself, this rebellion, this attack does not define your destiny. This rebellion, this attack does not define your mentorship capability. You are capable irrespective of that. It is just that you got entangled with the wrong set of people. So when things like this happen, don't look down on yourself. Don't hate yourself. Don't begin to cast aspersion on yourself and tell yourself, oh, I'm no good, oh, I can't even be a mentor to anybody, oh, I can't even do it. No, it's not about you. You just met the bad egg, all right? So you just met the bad apple. Encourage yourself and keep moving. There is no shade I haven't seen. I have seen rebellion from people I mentored. I have seen attack from people I mentored. But I chose that their rebellion and attack will not define who I am or make me stop in my tracks. There is a journey ahead of me, and that journey I have to complete it. So please, as I speak to you, I speak to myself. There is a journey ahead of us, and no matter what we see in the course of this journey, we cannot give up. We cannot faint. We cannot just retire because people hate us. No, 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 no. As a matter of fact, if you have no haters, you are not doing anything tangible. If you have no haters, you are not doing anything noteworthy. The fact that people hate you is a proof that you are doing something valuable. The fact that people hate you is a proof that you are shaking out the destiny, that you are leaving indelible marks on the sands of time. So you have to tell yourself, rebellion or no rebellion, attack or no attack, I have to keep fulfilling my utmost destiny. Mentees who are the wrong kind of mentees will not stop me. And if you're a mentee listening to me, please, no matter what happens, no matter how bad things get, do not rebel and do not attack your leader. So on the point of rebelling and attacking their mentor, these mentees need to make sure that they avoid rebelling and attacking their mentors. If you are a mentee, please desist from such behavior. Make sure that you don't do that. All right. I know that your mentors might have done some things to you. They may not have treated you well. It's possible that there are some faults or flaws that they have showed in your life that is affecting you, but you cannot allow that to be the reason why you begin to rebel and attack them. Let me explain this to you. Every human being has faults, all right? We are all imperfect beings serving a perfect God. So we cannot afford to begin to become judgmental. It's possible that your mentor is really good in imparting the wisdom and the skills and the knowledge required, but your mentor might have some faults or some weaknesses, and when this happens, don't despise your mentor, okay? Don't look down on him or her, because everyone actually has their own weaknesses. We all have our own flaws. We all have the areas where we are not very, very good at. And some people will just say, oh, I cannot take this, and then they begin to rebel and attack their mentor. This is not right. Jesus himself, when he was working with his disciples, he discovered that there's a difference between weakness and wickedness. Let me say that again. Even Jesus, in the midst of his team members, in the midst of his disciples, discovered that there's a difference between weakness and wickedness. Now, Peter was weak. Peter was the one that, in the midst of pressure, he could deny his master. In the midst of uncertainty, in the midst of pressure and challenges, he could deny his master and say, no, I don't know my master, because he was scared, because he was afraid. But Judas was the wicked one. He could sell off his master because he needed money. There's a difference between weakness and wickedness. So please, as a mentee, when you work with your mentor, please look out for the difference between weakness and wickedness. What your mentor may have done to you may be out of just weakness, not wickedness. Let me give an example. Maybe you have a mentor that is hot-tempered. And the mentor, because of one mistake you made, because of one little mistake, let me use your word, because of one little mistake you made, your mentor started telling you bad words. Oh, you are useless. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, why did I even accept to be your mentor? Why would... In the midst of all of that, please sit back and ask yourself, is this out of wickedness or is this out of weakness? It is possible that my mentor has anger issues. It is possible that my mentor has impatience, and because of that, he or she is doing this to me for now and will eventually come back to their right mind. So please discover the difference between weakness and wickedness in your mentor, and because of that, do not rebel. Even if they are weak, or whether they are weak or whether they are wicked, please do not rebel or attack them, because invariably whatever seed you sow is the seed, is the harvest you're going to reap. And believe you me, the harvest is always larger than the seed sown. So please don't sow the seed of rebellion, and don't sow the seed of attacking your mentor, because if you do that, tomorrow you will also be a mentor to somebody, and because you have sown the seed of rebellion, the seed of attacking your mentor, some other person who is a mentee to you will equally pay back that harvest to you. And you may not like the harvest, but remember that you're the one who first sowed that seed. So please, I want to encourage you, do what is right and God will bless you. So number 8 mistakes that mentees make with their mentors is lack of humility and unwillingness to do menial tasks. Lack of humility and unwillingness to do menial tasks. I have seen people who said, oh, I came here to be mentored by you, not to serve you. And then you begin to ask yourself, what is the difference? In the Bible made us understand that on the day when they needed a prophet desperately, Jehoshaphat asked a question and said, is there not a prophet that we can inquire of by the Lord? Is there not a prophet that can tell us the mind of God concerning where we are and what is happening to us? And people said, no, we know somebody who is a prophet. We know him because he was pouring water on the hands of Elijah. Now listen to me. They did not know him because he was prophesying. That's even the amazing part. They did not know him because he had prophesied and his prophecy worked. They did not know him because he was a prophet part, numero uno prophet in the city. No, they knew him because he was pouring water on the hands of Elijah. And they believed that because he was pouring water, because he was in that level of close proximity, he would have the prophetic anointing. And they called upon Elisha, and Elisha did not disappoint. Sometimes when you serve mentors, you would see them wanting to find out how humble you are. Whether you are humble enough to receive what they carry. Whether you are humble enough to learn from them. And sometimes they might even give you menial tasks to do. So when you begin to feel, oh, I'm too sophisticated to do that menial task. Me, wash that. No, I cannot wash that. Me, clean that. No, I cannot clean that. Me, do that. Then you are not ready. You are not ready to be trained. You are not ready. There was a particular rich man who wanted to teach his son how to become successful. And what did he do? He asked his son every day to come mop his office. And the son said, no, I'm supposed to be the next CEO after you, Dad. I shouldn't come here to be mopping the office. The mopping of the office is meant for the servants, is meant for the cleaners in this office. I shouldn't be mopping the office. The father said, you want to inherit this business from me, you want to be the next CEO, you must always mop this office. And the son, after a lot of argument now, unwillingly decided to do what his father had asked him to do. So he would come every day, he would mop the office. The father would come and say, oh no, this place is not well mopped, remop this section. Oh, this place is not well mopped, remop it. The father kept doing that until he discovered that little by little, the son would come to mop the office, and as he mopped the office, he was singing doing it. He was smiling doing it. And when the father noticed that he had become accustomed to mopping the office, he would come to the office and say, good morning, Dad. How are you, Dad? And he mopped the office, and he would mop it from the bottom of his heart. He said, until you are willing to clean this kind of mess, you will not be able to clean the kind of mess involved in my business. And that was the lesson that the father had to teach his own son. Now, if you are a mentee and you are following a mentor and you are hungry after a mentor and you have a mentor you want to receive from, you have to be willing to do menial tasks. And some of those menial tasks is not because they can't afford a cleaner or because they can't afford somebody to take care of such stuff, but because they want to see how passionate you are. Because most of those mentors you celebrate today, they started from lowly places. Many of them started from places where they were so hungry, places where they starved, places where they were so lonely, places where they didn't have anything. And it was their diligence in those little days, their diligence in those little levels is what brought them to this place where they are, that you are admiring them. So because you're admiring them, you want to step into their shoes and start at their level. They want to take you back to the roots. To the roots that gave them the diligence that they have, to the roots that gave them the discipline that they have, to the roots that gave them the tenacity to remain on one thing and keep doing that thing until it worked. So I want to encourage you, dear mentee, I want to encourage you today, when you are working with a mentor, please be humble. You may even have more degrees and qualifications than him, but be humble. You may even have more contacts and connections than her, but be humble. Because if you are not humble, virtue will not flow from them into you. If you are not humble, the wisdom, the knowledge, the skills they have cannot be imparted into you. Because It is only a tree that is taller than you that can give you shade. If you feel that you're already taller than the tree will not give you shade. So if you want shade, you have to be willing to come under the tree. If you want shade, you have to be willing. If the tree is too tall, you have to bend, go under the tree, then sit down because you want that tree to give you shade. But if you feel you're already taller than the tree, no shade for you. And then the sun will deal with you. So there is the sun of life, the sun of challenges, the sun of pressure, the sun of mistakes in life. So you don't want that sun to keep beating you. No, you want to be under shade. And if you want to be under shade, under a mentor, then you have to bend down. You have to be humble. You have to bring yourself. You have to be willing to do menial tasks. So sometimes the assignment they may give you to do may not be in relation with what you want to get from them, but go ahead and still do it. How many CEOs have you heard and they tell you the stories of their rising, how they were even the coffee boy in the office, how they were the coffee girls in the office. They'll be the ones to go buy everyone coffee. They'll be the ones to go and buy everybody lunch. And as they were buying, they were learning. There are many success stories like that. People that started that lowly. And eventually in the same office where they were buying lunch for the orgas or the big bosses, the same office where they were buying lunch for their bosses, that was where they eventually became the bosses of that same office. So you want to go up, start down. You want to go up, do what? Start down. You want to become big, start small. That is the way to go. So you have to be humble. You have to be willing to do menial tasks if you want to receive from your mentor. You can't be taller than the mentor that gives to you. So I'm not saying that there is no room for you to grow or that you cannot grow beyond your mentor. You can grow beyond your mentor, but don't show it. Don't have that attitude like I am better than you. If you have that attitude, there is no way that mentor can invest his knowledge, his energy, his time in you. So that is very, very key. Now let's talk about number 9. Number 9 common mistakes mentees make with their mentors. Number 9 common mistakes mentees make with their mentors. You want to know that, right? All right, let me tell you. Number 9. So number 9 common mistake that mentees make with their mentors is despising their mentors in moments of lack, moments of sickness, and moments of momentary setback. So there are times when your mentor may be having a hard time. All right, so your mentor's business might be going down. Your mentor's company might be dropping. The sales might be dropping. Your mentor may be sick in the body, or your mentor may be having financial scarcity. Maybe there's no funds, or things are very bad for them financially. And because you know their challenge, because you are aware, you are close, right? Because you're close and you are aware that your mentor is sick, or your mentor is probably getting poor, or your mentor has momentary setback. At that moment, you use the information you have against your mentor to begin to relate with him. So you begin to despise him, you begin to look down on him. You tell him something like, boss, you used to be rich before, and I used to respect you accordingly, but now that you are not as rich as you used to be before, anything I call you, you accept. No, you cannot do that. All right? You cannot do that, because irrespective of the momentary setback that your mentor is having, or what in the momentary setback that he is going through, one thing is sure: he may bounce back again. She may bounce back again. So momentary setbacks sometimes can be just setups for a step up. So it might be a setback, but it's just a setback that is working out as a setup for a step up. So he or she may eventually step up, and when they do step up, how you treated them in the season of momentary setback will determine how they relate with you. So don't conclude on anyone who God has not concluded on. So you may be a mentee, and because you know them very well, because they ask you, okay, please, can I have 1,000 naira to be able to fix something? Can I have a 500 naira? You say, this is my boss. He has failed though. This is my boss. She has failed though. She's very poor now. Do you imagine she's even asking me for 1,000 naira? Don't assume. Don't assume that he has failed. Don't assume that she has failed. Sometimes it may even be a test. And even if it's not a test, please do not despise their challenges, because everybody has challenges. Sicknesses can come to anybody. The rich can be sick, the low can be sick. Sickness is not the exclusive reserve of those who are rich or the exclusive reserve of those who are poor. So it can happen to anybody, and anybody can recover from their sickness. So when your mentor is sick, do not despise them. Don't say, oh, this smelly man, this smelly woman. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that, because there is still something that they would have that you would need. There is still a crossroad that you may have to meet in life, and then you have to refer back to them. In their sickness, they will give you one counsel that will cancel all your situation. One counsel that will cancel every frustration in your life. So I want to encourage you, do not despise your mentor when they are having lack, when they are having sickness of any kind, or even when they are experiencing momentary setbacks, because they can bounce back from it. And even if they don't bounce back from it, the fact that they are going through that difficult time does not erase the knowledge that they have. It does not erase the wisdom that they have to give to you. And finally, somebody say finally. All right, so if you stayed on with me and watched this video up until now, just type finally in the comment section. All right, I like the word finally. So number 10 common mistakes that mentees make with their mentors is having an opposing or parallel mindset with your mentor. Having an opposing or parallel mindset with your mentor. All right, so when a mentor is working with you, a mentor wants you to be in agreement with him or her. The Bible says, can two work together except they be agreed? And now there is need for agreement for both of you to work together. But what if your mentor is saying A and you are busy saying B? Your mentor is saying white and you are busy saying black. Your mentor is saying up and you're always saying down. There is no agreement. All right, when you have the mindset that is that parallel, that cannot come together, that cannot join together, it becomes a problem, because your mentor wants to impart into you his understanding of life, his concept about certain things in life. And when he's saying these things, he's not doing that to brainwash you. He's saying those things so that you can understand what helped him to succeed and what helped her to get where she has gotten to. So you have to be careful in that aspect. You need to watch your mindset. And if you have watched and you see that you and that mentor cannot really work together, it's better you leave the mentor alone and look for another mentor who understands your kind of mindset. Because as long as both of you are thinking differently, it will be a problem. Your mindset is the state of your mind. Your mindset is the set of beliefs that you have in your mind. Your mindset is the way you see things, the way you understand things. And if you have a totally different mindset from that of your mentor, there would always be challenges. There would always be misunderstandings and fights. So you don't want that. You want to have a good relationship with your mentor. So you cannot choose a mentor that you have opposing mindset with. You have opposing ideas and philosophies about life. It will not work. There will be a lot of difficulty doing that. So please, when you want to choose a mentor for yourself, when you want to get a mentor for yourself, please look out for the following things. Number one, you have to look out for a mentor who has the kind of mindset that you have. You have to, number two, you have to make sure that the mentor has the experience that he or she can give to you. All right. Number three, you have to make sure that the mentor is actually living the life that you want to live. Number four, you have to make sure that the mentor is willing to develop you, is willing to shout your praise, is willing to encourage you when you are down, is willing to motivate you to become a better version of yourself. Number five, you need a mentor who is not envious or jealous of who you are or where you have gotten to. All right, so some mentors say, oh, my mentor is jealous of me. Be careful that it is actually jealous and jealousy and envy that is at work, and not you being arrogant. All right, so many of us say, oh, my mentor is very jealous of me. Be careful. It might be arrogance in you that is making you feel that your mentor is jealous or envious of you. But there are certain requirements that you must look out for in a mentor. A mentor should be able to see what others don't see in you, believe what others don't believe in you, and should be able to hold you by hand and lead you in the way that you really need to go through in order to become all that God wants you to be. This might not be an exhaustive information on mentorship, but I believe that I have been able to share my little piece with you today on Checkpoint. If you have been part of our regular audience on Checkpoint, you will attest to the fact that Checkpoint has always been a place where you receive a lot of information, instruction that edifies, empowers, and strengthens you. So please, I'd like you to share this video right now. Make sure you let somebody know that there is a message, common mistakes that mentees make with their mentors that can be a blessing to him or her. So please make sure you share the message, share the links, let everyone know that this message is a blessing. Okay, start a watch party if you have not. All right, let everyone know, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click on the notification button so that whenever we have new content, you'll be the first to know that we have a new content. All right, so these are the things I wanted to share with you today on Checkpoint. I believe you are blessed. I believe you are edified and empowered and enlightened, and I know that you'll keep watching Checkpoint. So join me every Monday on this platform by 7:30, and let us dig in together into information that would enlighten, edify, and empower us here at Checkpoint. Until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. I love you. Bye.
Through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit and deep encounters with God, Bishop Okudili and Pastor Ifeoma Eze have written and published over 70 live transforming books. Succeeding in Marriage After the Wedding, Treasures in a Trash, All You Need to Succeed in Marriage, Preparing for Your Season of Demand, Building a Marriage That Will Stand the Test of Time, and many more. If you're in Nigeria, you can get these at Zion Heritage and Miracle Ministries branches. For further inquiries, call 0809-178-7299 or 0805-716-1060. Remain lifted for life.